Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. It is day 7 at the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, and we've got a variable smorgasbord, a feast of different ships available to see today. I can't even remember them all. Argo, Greycat, who else do we have? Consolidated Outland, and another one, Kruger Intergalactic as well. And we're just going to run straight into it, I think, because people will want to see this. We've got the Raft. We've got a new straight-to-flyable ship that we sort of knew about from rumours and leaks, but we actually started to see it appearing on some streams and stuff, but we'll talk a little bit about that. We're running past the cargo Argo and cargo personnel. So the little snub ships, which are literally there to carry cargo and passengers from like larger ships down to stations and planets, and they're very cheap. You might want to test one out. The cargo Argo is the winner of the ship showdown for reasons. We've got the Argo Mole here. Now, my suggestion is grab a crew of people and actually try this out during the free fly. For sure, it's worth having a mess around and going, do we enjoy doing mining together? Is it lame? Because mining is one of the most sort of thought out and refined gameplay experiences at the moment. It's going to get a bit more. It's going to get a lot more to it. But it's worth trying it out now and having a look to see what Cloud Imperium have done with it. You can obviously refine and stuff after that, but it's a good laugh for sure. And then we have that new Argo Raft. So the Argo Raft is available from $110 at the moment. Straight to flyable. You can see these cargo containers at the back, and this is the main thing it does. The Raft stands for Reinforced Armoured Freight Transport, but we have these 3 32 SCU containers, so it's got 96 SCU of cargo. I had to count then in my head. It's like, oh, how much cargo is that? And these are sort of like standardized large shipping containers that the game's going to have as part of the cargo overhaul that we're getting. So some larger containers are basically these containers. And you see these around freight yards and stuff like that. So the ship also has tractor beams for moving said containers around, but obviously you could use tractor beams for a few other purposes technically as well. It can be run with a single person, or you can run it with an extra person if you want. It does have a remote turret with size 3s on the top, and it has, I believe, the ability to have some size 1s on the bottom. It can have some size 1s on the bottom. But that's sort of basically it. I'm going to rent one because I don't actually own one yet. And we'll be doing a proper walk around of this ship in the future. Do you want a quick? Do you have a quick little one now? Before. Oh. We have a quick little run around of the ship. Hello. Let's start on the lower deck. So it's a 2-deck ship. We found out. Gonna open. So we're in the lower deck at the moment, and I have not seen the interior of the ship yet. So we've got a little airlock area. Now, what does this actually open up? We've got the main cockpit downstairs, and as I said, it can be run with 1 or 2 people, and you can have that second person operating that remote turret if you want. Or doing sort of general repair work or maintenance or whatever you do on a multi-crew ship. But it's pretty basic. You've got a living area, 2 bunks, nice little living space and kitchenette, place to chill out, place for storage. See, came up there trying to access my inventory, but obviously I don't own this ship and it's sort of a rental. Oh, sorry. Got a toilet here. And then we've got storage for weapons and suits. I'm assuming it's suits rather than escape pods. And then we'll move up to the upper deck, which we could obviously go via the elevator or this lovely little lift shaft. Say lift shaft, I mean ladder shaft. But you know what I mean. Look, I'm excited. So we've got component access up here. We've got what I assume is the ability to use the tractor beams on the support station. So I'd assume that would be used for tractor beams, but it may have some other uses. As I said, we will cover the ship in a lot more detail, looking at the FAQ and a bit more. But yeah, $110, 96 SCU. It's got tractor beams. It can be run with one person. And it is straight to flyable. Flyable now. Those are the things you need to know. Can we press these buttons? No. Are you coming up here? I'll wait for him to get off before I summon the lift. Look at all the little moving parts. It's pretty cool. Nice atmosphere in the ship, for sure. Oh, let's have a little listen to this.
If you're looking to crack into the cargo hauling market, look no further than Argo's new Raft. This small multi-cruise ship utilizes Argo's experience in the industrial ship market and a versatile design to create an affordable entry-level ship that's ready for the long haul.
I think it's interesting that it's got that docking port there. You've got your Rock and your Rock DS here, your little mining cars, and even your little tiny Greycat buggy, if you are so inclined. Oh, what do we got here?
Greycat Industrial holds the distinction of having the most ever vehicles at a single IAE, when in 2926, 1,000 buggy parade was driven through the streets of Severus. The highlight was when all of the buggies sounded their horns together to play a rendition of the Imperial Anthem.
Perfect. That's what I assume that was like. And then we've got some snubs. Got your... Is it Kruger Intergalactic? Do they do these snubs? It is Kruger that do them. Get your P-52 and your P-72. I mean, I think they look cool. They don't have a huge amount of use in-game yet. I mean, you can run them with this sort of constellation, but we need the game to come a little further and have some bugs and stuff like that ironed out before we see, like, widespread use and lots and lots more function from them. So what do we have in the holo deck today, or the holo viewer, I should say? So we have here. Is this the tow truck? It is indeed the SRV. So Argo SRV. So you're basically doing your tractor beams, big tractor beam on it, able to help tow ships and vehicles, and moving them to, if they're damaged or injured or whatever, and moving them to somewhere to get repaired, or helping salvage them, helping with salvage and mining operations, helping get ships out of orbit if they're overly laden, things like that. Very, very important to the game, the tow truck. Don't know when it's going to be in game yet. Obviously, we're waiting for sort of tractor beams to actually come in the game more. And the Pioneer. The Pioneer was sort of reimagined slightly in what it was supposed to do. Originally, it was supposed to be a outpost builder, and now it's supposed to be much more of a mobile factory, able to help with the more expansive base building that Cloud Imperium have got in mind. After their auspicious debut with the Mustang, Consolidated Outland has gone and changed the game again with the reveal of the Pioneer. This safe-contained mobile construction yard is capable of creating planetary modular structures, ushering in a new wave of aspiring colonists to customize their new homes on the frontier. So, to what extent it's actually going to be used and what it's going to be building remains to be seen now. Probably outposty-like things, though, and I would expect a bit more besides. Let's go check out the other hall. So let's have a look at the final sort of section of hall, and it is apparently entirely taken over by Consolidated Outland. So you've got the Mustangs and the Nomad here.
One of the newer ship manufacturers to debut at the IAE, Consolidated Outlands, has already made its mark on the expo when it introduced the first ever mobile construction yard in 2947. The Pioneer opened up exciting opportunities for planetary settlement by allowing settlers to create their own modular structures and forever changing the idea of what a spacecraft could do.
Literally what we were talking about earlier. So, we've got lots of different variants of that sort of starter ship, the Mustang. I say sort of, because we've got a racing variant here. And then you've got the exploration variant, if you are so inclined. And then you've got the second tier starter ship, the Nomad, in the middle. It's got an interior. It's got room for cargo at the back, sort of an external cargo bay that a vehicle can actually technically fit in. It's got a nice little cozy interior. It is a hover ship, a little hover boy, rather than actually fully landing. So some people love that. I'm not a massive fan. I think it's quite expensive, what it is, and, well, maybe, and I just don't like the look of it, don't like the shape of it. They've got the sort of standard Mustang, the Mustang Alpha, and we've got the Mustang Delta, which is the more combat variant with missile pods. I sort of like Consolidated Outland almost as a manufacturer. I certainly like the Pioneer. I'm not a fan of the Nomad, but that's just me. Let's go check out the website and see what is available. Oh, I missed this one.
Contrary to popular belief, Argo Astronautics' name doesn't come from the ancient watercraft of Earth mythology, but rather is derived from the initials of the company's founder, Alana Redman, and is attributed to her mother.
So what do we have available from those 4 manufacturers on the website? Well, obviously we have that Argo Raft, and we'll talk even more about that in a second, but that's sort of bringing more of the cargo hauling to the game, bringing 3 32 SCU cargo containers that can sort of pick up the standardized large cargo container, taking 96 cargo in total. And from $110 up to like $125 for it, it's not super expensive, but it's, I mean, these things aren't cheap. I mean, we've got the mold as well available. That's flight ready as well. $315 if you're into multi-crew mining. It's going to obviously make you a lot of money in the game eventually. But do you like doing that role? Basically, it's a very focused role. You've got the cargo MPUV. So the cargo Argo Cargo. The winner of the ship showdown this year, $35. Pretty cheap, but not much use in game. You've got the personnel version of that, which is rather than taking cargo, takes people around, is the idea. And sort of small scale people movement from capital ships to like a dock nearby or planet. Got the Argo Raft that we've been talking about. I do really like it. I like the fact that it is flight ready, for sure. They've got the SRV, which is the sort of tow ship using large tractor beams to pull ships out of orbit, to tow them back because they've been damaged, to take big components out and move them around, to help move cargo. I've got a mole with 10 years assurance as an upgrade option. Got the Argo Complete Pack if you're into such things. And let's check a look at Consolidated Outland and see what's available there. You've got the Mustangs, so starter packages, Mustang Alpha. I do think... So Zin prefers the Aurora MR. I prefer the Mustang Alpha as my starter ship. Typically, I upgrade it very quickly anyway. So I've got the Mustang Beta, which is the more sort of exploration-ish version, very lightly. Got the Delta, which is the more combat variant. Got the Gamma, which is the more racing variant. Got the Nomad. So the Nomad is like a second-tier starter ship. It's got a bit of an interior. I think it looks ugly, but a lot of people love it. And it's got their sort of cargo area out the back as well. You've got the Pioneer, hugely expensive ship. It is stock limited, so the Pioneer is the sort of limited hull ship today. If they're out by the time you see this, as an out of stock, then they'll sell them again at 12 a.m. UTC and 8 a.m. UTC. They do this stuff in waves. I believe there's not a Consolidated Outland pack. Let's have a look at Greycat Industrial. And if you'd like to know more about these manufacturers, Zin's doing a law series on all of them. So we've got Greycat Industrial. We've got the Rock, which is the little mining vehicle. And then you've got the Rock DS as well. So I prefer the Rock in every single way compared to the Rock DS. The Rock is single-seater. The Rock DS is dual-seater. But if you're going to have 2 people using a Rock, get 2 Rocks. At least at the moment, I don't see much of the use in that in that Rock DS. You've got a little Greycat buggy as well if you want one. An IAE version. Is there anything special about it? Also includes 120 month insurance. Okay. If you want the golf buggy, it's available. Kruger Intergalactic is our last manufacturer for today, and we have 2 vehicles. We've got the Merlin P-52, which is the very cheap snub, which docks with the Constellation, but you can use it on other ships. You can have loads of them on other ships, and then swarm them all out of it, is the idea. And then you've got the P-72, the more luxury version of that. Now, I really like snubs. I think they're underused in the game at the moment because we don't have enough carriers for them, and because there are bugs and problems with using the Constellation and its snubs. It's not a huge amount of problems, but there are obviously problems. It's alpha after all. But yeah, I'm interested to know what you're thinking about the Raft. Are you going to be purchasing one? Do you like the idea of it? And we will do a full sort of ship buyer's guide for it as well, and look at the Q&A in the future. But yeah, tell me what you think in the comments below.
It's November, and that means, yes, you're right, it's NordVPN season. All those delicious Nords are collected together to make the finest VPN that I shill for on my channel. Not only is NordVPN delicious, but it also protects. Check out the links below to get fantastic discounts, or go to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. Do you dream of being at the controls of your spaceship in real life? Well, now you sort of can with Game Glass. It turns touchscreen devices into diegetic controllers for Star Citizen, and you can get the basic software free. Check it out in the links below. Every month we have a ship giveaway as well. This time it's for a Mercury Starrunner, a multi-crew ship that will let you do a bit of everything in-game now. Or at least most things. Lots of things in-game now. In the future it might allow you to do smuggling and data running too. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos during November. More details down below. If you'd like to further support the channel, please consider clicking the join or thanks button under my videos, or even becoming a Patreon. You get some cool stuff to show that you're a true supporter of mine and Zin's art, some exclusive polls, ways of shaping the channel, some exclusive videos, all that sort of jazz too. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the verse.